It's late at night in Paris. The traffic is still heavy. A young black man named Driss is driving. He looks at his tired boss. Then he turns the wheel fast. The car speeds up hard. He hits the gas to the floor. The car races through the city. The engine roars loud. It feels exciting. But it's against the law. Soon, police chase after them. Driss laughs. Bet 100 euros, he says. I can lose them. The boss smiles coldly. Driss drives faster. The police cars fall behind. But soon more police block the road. They point guns at the car. The boss jokes again. Driss says, bet 200, they won't arrest us. They will help us instead. The boss laughs and agrees. Police pull Driss out of the car. But Driss starts acting. He shouts, he's paralyzed. He can't open the door. There's a wheelchair in the trunk. The police check and see it's true. But they still doubt him. Driss keeps yelling. You think I doctor crazy for fun? He's having a stroke. We're rushing to the hospital. The boss starts shaking and foaming. The police panic. They turn on the siren and lead the way to the hospital. Inside the car, both men laugh. When the police leave, they drive off fast. Their story slowly becomes clear. A few months ago, a rich man named Philippe. He was hiring a full-time caregiver. The pay was very high. The hall was full of applicants. They all had good education and lots of care experience. When asked why they wanted the job, some said for the money. Some said to help others. Some said they liked disabled people. But Driss was different. He walked in boldly. He didn't waste time talking. He just wanted a signature. With 3 rejection letters, he could get unemployment money to make them reject him. He even mocked Philippe. But that caught Philippe's eye. Felipe asked, "Don't you have any goals?" Driss raised his brow and looked at the female assistant. "Sure, I have one." Felipe laughed. Driss told him to sign quickly. Then he noticed Felipe was disabled. Felipe said, "Come back tomorrow. I'll have the papers ready." Driss lived in a poor black neighborhood. He had no steady job. Sometimes he stole small things. He had just left prison. He'd been there 6 months. He had many younger siblings. When his mother came home, he gave her a chocolate egg. She looked angry. Her son had vanished for months. No word at all. "You think this is a hotel?" She kicked him out. Driss wandered all night. Next day he went to Felipe's house. He just wanted the signature. Felipe said, "You live on others' help. Aren't you ashamed?" Driss shrugged. "And you?" he asked. "You feel ashamed." Felipe laughed out loud. Then he offered Driss a 1-month trial. Driss was confused. But the pay was much better. So he stayed. Felipe was paralyzed from the neck down. He couldn't move his body. He needed help with everything. The job wasn't easy for Driss. It was a big challenge. Moving Felipe around was fine. Washing or massaging him was fine too. But when he heard about the rest, putting on long socks, doing the cleaning down there, Driss broke down. He refused to do it. "I'm a man. I can't do that." He showed his anger to Felipe. For once, he looked serious. Felipe couldn't stop laughing. But as time passed, Driss got used to it. He even found it funny. Like massaging while playing on his phone. Or spilling hot water on Felipe's leg. Just to see if he could feel it. He often messed things up. Like staring at the assistant. Or feeding food into Felipe's face. He often forgot Felipe was paralyzed. He was the worst caregiver. But Felipe loved it. That's what he wanted. No pity, no judgment. He hated fake empathy. And sometimes, Driss brought him real joy. One day they were going out. Driss saw a small disabled van. He refused right away. I'm not pulling you like a horse. He looked at a Maserati nearby. Felipe said, "That's not for me." Let's be realistic. Next second, they were inside it. The engine roared. They smiled at each other. It felt amazing. At the gate, another car blocked the way. Felipe said it was the neighbor. He always parked there. Driss got out of the car. He dragged the man out and pushed him against the sign. It looked rough, but it worked. Felipe was in the art gallery. He looked at a painting for a long time. He bought it for 40,000 euros. Driss was shocked. It's just a bloody paper. And it costs that much? Felipe explained it to him. Driss laughed. "Give me some paint," he said. "I'll make something too." Back home, he mixed more colors. He started to paint. He thought it looked great. He showed it to everyone proudly. It looked a bit strange. But Felipe still praised him. That night, Driss woke up to the pager. He went to Felipe's room. Felipe was sweating and breathing hard. Driss used a wet towel to cool him. It didn't help. So he pushed him outside. The night air was fresh. Felipe felt better. Driss asked why it happened. Felipe said it was the medicine. "I can't feel my body," he said. "But it still hurts." Driss asked how to ease the pain. Felipe looked at a pretty girl nearby. "With that," he said. Driss grinned. He asked about Felipe's private life. "Can you still do that?" Felipe smiled. "I can feel pleasure in other ways. Like my ears." They went to a restaurant. Driss kept thinking about it. They both laughed hard. The mood was light and happy. Then Philippe talked about his wife. They loved each other deeply. But she lost many babies. In the end, she couldn't have children. His eyes filled with tears. He loved extreme sports. The feeling of being above the world always made him excited. He took his wife to join him. He hoped to forget the sadness. But one accident changed everything. His wife died. And he was paralyzed. The real pain was losing her. Philippe told Driss, "Give back the Fabergé egg you took. It was my wife's gift." Driss pretended not to understand. But he knew it clearly. It was the egg he gave his mother. The next day he asked his sister to look for it. But the egg was gone. She said his brother was in trouble. Driss warned him to stay away from the gang. But his brother didn't listen. One day, Driss found out. Philippe had a woman pen pal. They had been writing for 6 months. Only letters, no meeting. Driss was surprised. He couldn't understand it. Why not just call her? He picked up the letter and called the number on it. Philippe shouted to stop him. But the call went through. Philippe looked nervous. He didn't want to talk. But when he heard her voice, he started talking anyway. They got along well. She even wanted to exchange photos. Philippe hesitated. Should he tell her he was disabled? Driss said he should. She must like who you are inside. But when the time came, Philippe chose an old photo from before the accident. He couldn't face it. Driss didn't know that. His care work was getting better. He could handle massages and baths. Even the medical stuff. Sometimes he took Philippe outside. They played in the snow. Philippe was always the target. Driss thought his wheelchair was too slow, so he had it upgraded. Felipe felt the thrill again. Sometimes Driss took him for ear massages. To feel a little pleasure again. Soon it was Felipe's birthday. The housekeeper was planning a surprise. But Felipe already knew. It would be the same as before. A room full of relatives. Sitting straight, listening to music. Felipe appreciated her effort. He always pretended to be surprised. But after spending time with Driss, it all felt boring. After the party, Driss took out a player. The real concert began. He danced and sang to pop music. The servants joined in. The room was full of laughter. Felipe laughed too. He hadn't been that happy for a long time. That night before bed, Driss brought another surprise. A letter from Felipe's pen pal. It had her photo inside. "She's beautiful," Driss said. She wanted to meet Felipe. Driss looked more excited than Felipe. The day finally came. They dressed Felipe carefully. But he was too nervous. They arrived hours early. The wait made him restless. She didn't know he was disabled. What would she think when she saw him? As the time came close, Felipe decided to leave. He couldn't face her. Not like this. The thought made him uneasy. So Felipe took Driss on a private plane. They were going on a trip. On the plane, Felipe handed Driss some money. It was over 10,000 euros. A friend had bought Driss's painting. Felipe told him it was by a great artist. The friend trusted Felipe's taste. He thought the painting was brilliant. So he bought it right away. Driss was overjoyed. "I knew I was a genius." After landing, they drove through a pine forest. A huge canyon appeared ahead. Many paragliders were in the sky. It was a famous spot. Felipe wanted to try it. Driss thought it was crazy. But they went up anyway. The view was breathtaking. The world seemed wide and free. All the heaviness was gone. That night when they came home, the housekeeper said Driss's brother had come. He had bruises on his face. Driss scolded him, then called home to check in. Philippe then learned about his family. Driss was adopted. His mother couldn't have children before, but later had more kids. His brother had gone astray. Philippe understood. Driss needed to go home to take care of his own family, not to stay and care for him. When he left, everyone said goodbye. The hall was full again. Driss didn't say goodbye to Philippe. Philippe watched him from the window. They had become true friends. At the door, Driss saw a car blocking the way. He politely told the driver to move. His time with Philippe had changed him. He now handled things calmly. Driss went back home. He took on his responsibilities again. He helped his brother with some trouble. He found a new job as a driver. Life slowly got back on track. But things weren't good for Philippe. A new caregiver had arrived. She was skilled and polite. Better than Driss in every way. But Philippe didn't feel comfortable. She was too careful and distant, always wearing a white coat. It kept reminding him of his condition. Philippe grew restless. His mood got worse each day. One night, the housekeeper called Driss. Driss was shocked when he saw Philippe. The man before him looked so different. He could tell Philippe wasn't happy. So he decided to take him out. He drove the Maserati through Paris. It felt like old times again. But soon, the police followed. The two fooled them with a trick. The police ended up escorting them. Before the doctor came close, they drove off again. The car rushed through quiet streets, then across the green fields, until they reached the sea. The waves were wide and strong. That feeling came back. Driss shaved Philippe's beard. They both laughed during it. When Philippe looked like himself again, they sat in a seaside restaurant. I'm not staying for lunch, Driss said. This time, you're not running away. Before leaving, he gave back the egg. He had spent time finding it. Felipe looked nervous. But when his pen pal appeared, he finally relaxed. She showed no fear or pity. They talked and smiled. Felipe was deeply moved. Without Driss's push, he might never have had the courage to face himself again.